The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan. So they finally gave the most popular character from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya her own show. Hello everyone, Armageddon Ninja here, and now it's time to review The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan. If you're watching this, you've already seen the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and most likely the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. Now, these are all based on light novels, and so they make another story from this universe once again. So let's get on to the review, shall we? The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan is about Nagato, obviously, and this is set in the world where everything is normal, like in the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, but Kyon doesn't know that he's in a different world. I don't know exactly if this is set in like a separate universe where everything is just normal the whole time, or if this is just a what if he didn't stop Nagato or something like that. But anyways, we go through the life of Nagato, and we see her trying to get the affection for Kyon. Now, I never saw this in the previous stuff I've seen, but it does seem realistic in this story. And Asakura is trying to help Nagato to get with Kyon, and this is the basic premise of the story, or at least most of it. I honestly didn't expect this show to be as funny or as caring to the characters as I thought I would be. I actually like the characters a bit more in this one than I do in any of the other stuff I've seen before. And Nagato, human Nagato is the best. I mean, she is waifu certified. I like her, she's cute, and she has a personality other than her robotic other self that's kind of just there. And I do root for Nagato trying to get with Kyon so that they can have a closer relationship than they do already, because he has a big influence on her, and so you feel that she does have strong feelings for him, and that he has some feelings for her too. The story's pretty good throughout most part. There's a time where Haruhi comes in, she kind of steals the spotlight a little bit, even though it's Nagato's time to shine, but it doesn't really reflect completely away from Nagato's story. It would be an all-around good show, but there's one thing that's really bugging me. There's just one thing, and it's around the ending, around 2/3 of the way through, the last third act of the show, where the title makes a bit more sense. Something happens where I'm kind of uncomfortable. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I will after I give the rating and I've spoken about what I need to. Because reviews are not supposed to have spoilers, but I feel like I need to talk about it to the people who know about it or just don't really care, so that they can understand why I'm really feeling this way and what could have happened to maybe fix it? I don't know. Anyways, in the story, the pace and the whole tone changed completely without any warning or anything. All of a sudden, it just kind of gets a bit depressing. And not necessarily depressing, I mean, Nagato's character gets a bit depressing herself, but I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm not having fun anymore with the show. I'm sitting there and I'm watching this unfold, and it's so uncomfortable. I don't know why they did this. It's so weird, and it doesn't accomplish anything in the story. Once it happens, everything gets back to normal, sort of, eventually, at the end of the series. But it just seems like there was no point in putting it in it, other than to make things a bit unsettling a bit. I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to explain what I was feeling while I was watching that, because it didn't really feel like it should have been there. It was a romantic comedy throughout the whole thing, but then it turns into this, it tries to be emotional. That's what it's trying to do. It tries to be really emotional. I mean, there's one thing about it that I was a bit choked up, but other than that, there was just no point around it. It was just there for the sake of trying to be emotional. I hope you understand this. I really do, because people like this one because it changes Nagato's character, and people prefer this one over the one we've been watching, but I disagree. I disagree completely. I like this Nagato a lot better because there's something charming about her. I really do like her, but then they changed her to a way that I just did not like. But I'm done with that right now. Let's go on to talking about the characters. You all know the characters. Basically every character from the previous stuff that we've seen has popped up. Some even more prominent than previously. Like Asakura. She was like killed off in like the second episode, I think, of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And she was in the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya as just this random like girl there and just kind of a creepy killer. But her character is totally different than what I've seen before. She's an actual caring person, and I enjoyed watching her try to guide Nagato to do stuff. Everyone is basically the same. Koizumi is as creepy as ever, and Asahina is as big as the Moe character as she was before. If anyone was really different, I mean other than Nagato obviously, I mean Kyon, he seems more happy and more willing to do stuff than he did before. And so I guess that's a change that is different from the previous stuff I've seen, but it's a good change. Like I've said before, every character is good throughout the whole thing. I like every character more than I have before. It's really surprising how that worked, really. I don't know why, but it just, I guess because it's more of a romantic comedy, more slice of life than it was in the Melancholy, but it makes these characters a lot more relatable than they were in the other stuff that I've seen, you know, until we get to around the ending of the show. Ugh. Now on to the animation. As you can tell already, the character design is vastly different from the other stuff we've seen before. Now, it's not a bad change, no. I actually like it. I don't know if I prefer the other one over this one, but I'm kind of leaning towards the previous two that I've seen before. I guess because I'm more used to it, I don't know. The animation is very solid, very good actually, I'd like to say. Its comedic timing with the animation is perfect, and I'm kind of noticing a trend that's going on with new animes that come out every year, is that things kind of have a more pinkish purplish tint to it. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but kind of a lighter purplish tint to the whole show. I don't know if you've seen that through other stuff before, but I've been noticing that a bit. That's not really a complaint, it's just that I don't want it to become a cliche that I get tired of seeing, because I think they're just trying to make everything look shiny and new, or something like that. I'm just trying to find something small to pick about, because other than that, the animation is very well done. The music in the show is not as memorable as the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, but it does do what it does, and it just kind of sets the mood, and it's just kind of there to fill up empty noise. Though the opening song has kind of grown on me a bit, I mean, I do enjoy watching it. In conclusion, we have a story that was pretty funny and pretty believable, but the ending kind of ruins it and kind of leads everything to nowhere, which is quite sad really, because I really wanted this to go on, and I wanted this to really be a great show that I could love completely. Characters are great, they're better than I've seen them before, animation is very good, and the music is really nothing special, but it's there. Okay, I guess it's time to rate the show. It's gonna be kind of hard because the ending, it really messed things up, because I was feeling really good throughout the show. Anyways, I'm done about that. I'm gonna start doing this right now. I'm gonna give it slightly higher than the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I did enjoy this a lot around the beginning and the middle of it, but the ending, it sadly didn't do it real much any justice. Yes, this is the most enjoyable one that I've seen out of the three that do exist. This is my favorite by far, but it's not the most spectacular thing that could have come out from what it was. If you've seen the Melancholy and the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, I do recommend you check it out. But yeah, I mean, if you didn't like it, you will like this one maybe, but there is going to be things that are going to bug you whether you do like it or not. And now we're going to go into some spoilers. Now in the end, the title does make more sense now. It really doesn't make any sense on how Nagato changed back to this empty personality that she had in the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. She almost gets hit by a car, and the shock of it just makes her go, ugh. But what are the odds? You never hear this stuff happening. You never hear... I mean, yeah, they gave an explanation to it from the doctor or whatever, that the shock. But who ever heard of someone actually doing this from shock or whatever? And it's weird because she's not actually like a robot cyborg. She's not aware. She just has the personality, or lack of personality, that she did from before. And then it's going on in this weird, awkward situations with Kyon and Asakura. And all the other characters left because who cares about them at this point? For some reason. The only really thing that was kind of good about it was that this Nagato was trying to like keep herself alive and feeling like she's going to die if the other previous Nagato comes back. Which was a bit sad. I can understand that she doesn't want to die, because it does feel like she is gonna die, and that is the only sad part that really got me. But because she's so boring and she doesn't really do anything for the story, I really don't care about her that much. In fact, I kind of find her being selfish because this isn't really her life, but she's trying to exist in it, and she's trying to be her instead of the other her. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying when I'm saying that. And then after everything's all fixed up because, you know, sleeping makes the memory just, magically come back and everything's fine. Then Kyon is just having the most awkward time with Nagato. It's hard to see that. It feels like the whole series was just a waste to get up to this point. And at the absolute end of the series, at the last minute, it feels like we didn't really go anywhere from the beginning of the show. Everyone's back to their, I don't know, their lives from the beginning. Like, Kyon hasn't technically given Nagato his love of confession for this Nagato. He did say he would love the other Nagato, the imposter Nagato, as I will call her from now on. But he didn't say anything about this Nagato. And she didn't say anything to him either. So it feels like nothing was done. Nothing changed from the beginning. Maybe their friendship is a bit better, but nothing really was more connected with love. And let me tell you, when Nagato came back, this Nagato in the series came back, it was so weird to watch the next episodes. There was only one where they like went to the beach where I felt like it was normal. I'm familiar with this. But the other times, it just felt weird. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't having fun like I did before. It was really kind of just, I don't know. It's really sad because I was really enjoying this. I really wanted it to be something that I could own maybe, but it doesn't. There's my review. Like if you like the video, duh. Subscribe if you want more. Follow me on Twitter, links in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and now I leave you with the outro.